California DMV Practice Test, Test 3. Question 1. You want to make a right turn at the corner. A pedestrian with a guide dog is at the corner ready to cross the street in front of you. Before making your right turn, you should. Option A. Turn off your engine until the person crosses the street. Option B. Tell the pedestrian when to cross the street. Option C. Wait until the person crosses the street. The correct answer is wait until the person crosses the street. Explanation. Before making your right turn at the corner when a pedestrian with a guide dog is present, you should wait until the person crosses the street. It's essential to prioritize the safety of pedestrians, especially those with visual impairments or using assistants like guide dogs. Allow them to cross safely before proceeding with your turn. Turning off your engine or telling the pedestrian when to cross may not be necessary or appropriate. Simply exercise patience and yield the right of way to ensure the pedestrian's safety. Test 3. Question 2. You should not start across an intersection if you know you will block the intersection when the light turns red. Option A. Under any circumstances. Option B. Unless you entered the intersection on a yellow light. Option C. Unless you entered the intersection on a green light. The correct answer is under any circumstances. Explanation. Under any circumstances, regardless of the signal color you entered on, it's essential to avoid blocking the intersection when the light turns red. This rule prioritizes smooth traffic flow and prevents congestion or safety hazards. Unless you entered the intersection on a yellow light serves as a warning that the signal is about to turn red. However, this doesn't excuse blocking the intersection. It's crucial to assess if you can clear the intersection safely before the light changes. Unless you entered the intersection on a green light, while a green light grants permission to proceed, it doesn't exempt you from the responsibility of ensuring you can clear the intersection before the light turns red. Safe and unobstructed traffic flow remains a priority. Test 3. Question 3. Which of the following will help you avoid being hit from behind? Option A. Merging into another lane. Option B. Decreasing your following distance. Option C. Changing lanes frequently. The correct answer is merging into another lane. Explanation. When being followed by a tailgater, the best course of action to help you avoid being hit from behind is to merge into another lane if it's safe and practical to do so. Here's why. Remember that the key is to drive safely and defensively. Maintain a safe and consistent speed within the posted speed limit, and keep a safe following distance from the vehicle ahead. If a tailgater continues to follow closely and you can safely change lanes to allow them to pass, it's a good option to consider. However, always prioritize safety when making lane changes and only do so when it's safe and legal. Test 3. Question 4. When planning to pass another vehicle, you should. Option A. Not count on other drivers to make room for you. Option B. Assume the driver will let you pass if you use your turn signal. Option C. Assume the driver will maintain a constant speed. The correct answer is not count on other drivers to make room for you. Explanation. This is the safest and most responsible choice. When planning to pass another vehicle, it's essential to take control of your own actions and not assume that other drivers will automatically create space for you. Always assess the situation, use your turn signal to communicate your intention, and ensure it's safe to pass before proceeding. Test 3. Question 5. This yellow sign means Option A. One lane ahead. Option B. Merging traffic ahead. Option C. Lane ends ahead. The correct answer is merging traffic ahead. Explanation. The yellow sign with a symbol of two lanes merging together at an angle indicates. This sign is used to warn drivers that two separate lanes of traffic will be merging into one, and they should be prepared to adjust their speed and position to safely merge with the flow of traffic. Test 3. Question 6. What is the difference between traffic lights with red arrows and those with solid red lights? Option A. Red arrows are only used to stop traffic which is turning. Option B. Red arrows are only used for protected turn lanes. Option C. You cannot turn on a red arrow, even if you stop first. The correct answer is: you cannot turn on a red arrow, even if you stop first. Explanation. This statement accurately reflects the rule associated with red arrows at traffic lights. When a red arrow is displayed, it means that turning in the direction of the arrow is prohibited, even if the driver comes to a complete stop. Drivers must wait for a green arrow or a green light before making the turn. The red arrow specifically indicates a restriction on turning during that signal phase. Test 3. Question 7. Which of the following increases your chances of having a collision? Option A. Looking over your shoulder while making lane changes. Option B. Continuously changing lanes to pass other vehicles. Option C. Adjusting your rearview mirror before you start driving. The correct answer is: continuously changing lanes to pass other vehicles. Explanation. This behavior increases the chances of a collision because frequent and unpredictable lane changes can catch other drivers off guard. It makes it harder for them to anticipate your movements, increasing the risk of a sideswipe or rear-end collision. Safe driving involves maintaining a consistent and predictable path on the road, avoiding unnecessary lane changes, and ensuring that each lane change is done safely and with proper signaling. Test 3. Question 8. You must file a report of a traffic accident occurring in California, SR1, with DMV within 10 days if you: Option A. Are in a collision that causes $1,000 in damage. Option B. You plan on being out of the state for more than 30 days. Option C. Refinance the remaining balance of your vehicle loan. The correct answer is: are in a collision that causes $1,000 in damage. Explanation. The requirement to file the SR1 form with the DMV is specifically tied to traffic accidents. If you are involved in a collision in California that results in property damage of $1,000 or more, you are required to submit the SR1 form to the DMV within 10 days of the accident. This form is used to report the details of the accident and helps the DMV keep accurate records of traffic incidents in the state. Bonus question. This question was in Test 2. There are going to be 3 bonus questions in each test. Instruction. At the end of this question, pause the video, go to the comments section of this video, and type your best guesses about which option is the correct choice. For example, you can type: the correct answer for bonus question 1 is A, B or C. Bonus question 1. Drivers are required to obey instructions from: Option A. Security guards patrolling parking lots. Option B. Other drivers whose vehicles are broken down on the roadway. Option C. Flaggers, signal persons, at construction sites. Pause the video, go to the comments section, and type. The correct answer for bonus question 1 is Test 3. Question 9. At dawn or dusk or in rain or snow, it can be hard to see and be seen. A good way to let other drivers know you are there is to turn. Option A. Up the instrumental panel lights. Option B. On your parking lights. Option C. On your headlights. The correct answer is on your headlights. Explanation. Turning on your headlights is crucial for visibility to other drivers and for your own ability to see the road, especially during dawn, dusk, rain, or snow. Headlights also activate your taillights, making the rear of your vehicle more visible to drivers approaching from behind. It's a recommended safety practice for various driving conditions. Test 3. Question 10. Large trucks turning onto a street with 2 lanes in each direction. Option A. May complete their turn in either the left or right lanes. Option B. Often have to use part of the left lane to complete the turn. Option C. Must stay in the right lane at all times. The correct answer is often have to use part of the left lane to complete the turn. Explanation. Large trucks, due to their size and longer wheelbase, often need more space to make a right turn safely. When turning right onto a street with 2 lanes in each direction, it is common for large trucks to swing wide and use part of the left lane. This maneuver helps them avoid hitting the curb or other obstacles on the right side of the road. This practice is a safety measure to ensure that the truck can make the turn without causing damage to itself, nearby vehicles, or infrastructure. Drivers of smaller vehicles should be aware of this tendency and give large trucks the space they need to execute turns safely. Test 3. Question 11. You want to turn left ahead. In the middle of the road there is a lane marked as shown. You must. Option A. Turn from your current traffic lane after signaling. Option B. Merge completely into this lane before you make your left turn. Option C. Not enter this lane for any reason. The correct answer is merge completely into this lane before you make your left turn. Explanation. The lane marked in the middle of the road is called a center left turn lane. It is marked on both sides by 2 painted lines, with the inner line being broken and the outer line being solid. The center left turn lane is used to prepare for and make a left turn or U-turn. It is not a regular traffic lane or passing lane. Therefore, you must merge completely into this lane before you make your left turn. You should not enter this lane for any reason other than to prepare for and make a left turn or U-turn. You must also signal before turning from your current traffic lane. Test 3. Question 12. If you drive slower than the flow of traffic, you will most likely. Option A. Interfere with traffic and receive a ticket. Option B. Improve traffic flow. Option C. Demonstrate defensive driving techniques. The correct answer is interfere with traffic and receive a ticket. Explanation. Driving significantly slower than the flow of traffic can impede the normal and safe movement of vehicles, potentially leading to traffic disruptions or safety hazards. In many places, it is a traffic violation to drive excessively below the posted speed limit or slower than the surrounding traffic. It's important to maintain a speed that is appropriate for the road conditions and consistent with the flow of traffic to ensure safety and efficient traffic movement. Test 3. Question 13. When changing lanes on a freeway, you should. Option A. Signal for at least 5 seconds. Option B. Slow down before you start to change lanes. Option C. Assume there is enough space in the next lane for your vehicle if you signal first. The correct answer is signal for at least 5 seconds. Explanation. Signaling your intention to change lanes is an essential step in informing other drivers about your actions. Before changing lanes, you should use your turn signal for at least 5 seconds to alert drivers in the adjacent lane of your intention. Additionally, it's crucial to check your mirrors, blind spots, and ensure there is enough space in the next lane before making the lane change. Simply assuming there is enough space without proper checking can lead to dangerous situations on the road. Test 3. Question 14. You are driving on a one-way street. You may only turn left onto another one-way street if. Option A. Only if a sign permits the turn. Option B. Traffic on the street moves to the right. Option C. Traffic on the street moves to the left. The correct answer is traffic on the street moves to the left. Explanation. When turning from one one-way street to another, it's important to follow the direction of traffic on the street you are turning onto. In this case, you should turn left if the traffic on the street you are entering moves to the left. Always check for signs and markings that may indicate any restrictions or permissions for the turn. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it. Your support keeps me motivated to create more content for you. Test 3. Question 15. Which statement is true about motorcyclists and motorists? Option A. Motorcyclists are not allowed to drive faster than other traffic during congested road conditions. Option B. Motorcyclists have the same rights responsibilities as other motorists. Option C. Motorcycles are heavier than other vehicles and are less affected by wind rain. The correct answer is motorcyclists have the same rights responsibilities as other motorists. Explanation. Motorcyclists, like all other road users, have the same rights and responsibilities on the road. They must follow traffic laws, signals, and regulations, just like drivers of other types of vehicles. It's essential for both motorcyclists and motorists to be aware of and respect each other's presence on the road to ensure safe and efficient traffic flow. Test 3. Question 16. When making a right turn from a highway with 2 lanes traveling in your direction, you may turn from Option A. The lane closest to the center of the road. Option B. The lane nearest the curb or edge of the roadway. Option C. Either lane, depending on oncoming traffic. The correct answer is the lane nearest the curb or edge of the roadway. Explanation. When making a right turn, it is generally recommended to turn from the lane nearest the curb or edge of the roadway. This helps to maintain a smooth flow of traffic and reduces the potential for conflicts with vehicles in the other lane. Always use your turn signal, check for oncoming traffic and pedestrians, and make the turn from the appropriate lane in a safe manner. Test 3. Question 17. You should use your horn when Option A. Another vehicle is in your way. Option B. It may help prevent a collision. Option C. Another driver makes a mistake. The correct answer is it may help prevent a collision. Explanation. The primary purpose of a horn is to alert others to your presence and to warn of potential danger. You should use your horn when it can help avoid a collision or prevent a hazardous situation. However, it's important to use the horn judiciously and not as a form of aggression or frustration. Be aware of local regulations regarding horn usage, as some areas may have restrictions on unnecessary horn honking. Test 3. Question 18. Animals may be transported in the back of a pickup truck only if Option A. The sides of the truck bed are at least 18 inches high. Option B. They are properly secured. Option C. The tailgate of the truck is closed. The correct answer is they are properly secured. Explanation. Transporting an animal in the bed of a pickup truck or any other type of truck is not allowed unless the animal is appropriately restrained to avoid falling, jumping, or being ejected from the vehicle. Bonus question. This question was in Test 2. There are going to be 3 bonus questions in each test. Instruction. At the end of this question, pause the video, go to the comment section of this video, and type your best guesses about which option is the correct choice. For example, you can type. The correct answer for bonus question 2 is A, B or C. Bonus question 2. This sign means Option A. The road ahead has many curves. Option B. There is a sharp curve in the road ahead. Option C. The road ahead may be slippery. Pause the video, go to the comments section, and type. The correct answer for bonus question 2 is Test 3. Question 19. Which of these statements about drugs and driving is true? Option A. Any prescription drug is safe to use if you don't feel drowsy. Option B. Even over-the-counter drugs can impair your driving. Option C. Only illegal drugs can impair your driving. The correct answer is even over-the-counter drugs can impair your driving. Explanation. It's important to understand that not only illegal drugs but also prescription and over-the-counter drugs can impair your ability to drive safely. Many medications, including those available without a prescription, can have side effects that affect your alertness, reaction time, coordination, and judgment. These impairments can lead to accidents and risky driving behavior. Before taking any medication, it's essential to read the label, follow the directions, and pay attention to any warnings regarding potential side effects that may affect your ability to operate a vehicle safely. If you are unsure about the effects of a specific medication on your driving, consult with a healthcare professional or pharmacist for guidance. Never drive under the influence of drugs, including prescription and over-the-counter medications, if they can impair your driving abilities. Test 3. Question 20. Smoking inside a vehicle with a person younger than 18 years of age is: Option A. Legal, if it is your child. Option B. Illegal at all times. Option C. Not restricted by law. The correct answer is illegal at all times. Explanation. Smoking inside a vehicle with a person younger than 18 years of age is often considered a potential health risk for the minor. As a result, laws in various places make it illegal to smoke in such situations, regardless of the relationship between the smoker and the child. The rationale behind these laws is to safeguard the health and well-being of minors who may be more susceptible to the adverse health effects associated with exposure to secondhand smoke. Children may have developing respiratory systems and are generally more vulnerable to the dangers of inhaling smoke. Test 3. Question 21. Which of these vehicles must always stop before crossing railroad tracks? Option A. Tank trucks marked with hazardous materials placards. Option B. Motorhomes or pickup trucks towing a boat trailer. Option C. Sport utility vehicles carrying 4 or more persons. The correct answer is tank trucks marked with hazardous materials placards. Explanation. The correct answer is based on safety regulations regarding the transportation of hazardous materials. Tank trucks carrying hazardous materials are required to stop before crossing railroad tracks for safety reasons. This regulation is in place to minimize the risk of accidents and to ensure the safe transport of potentially dangerous substances. When a tank truck is marked with hazardous materials placards, it indicates that the vehicle is carrying materials that could be harmful or pose a risk in the event of a spill or accident. Stopping before crossing railroad tracks allows the driver to assess the situation, ensure that it is safe to proceed, and avoid potential accidents that could have severe consequences due to the nature of the materials being transported. It's important for drivers of such vehicles to be aware of and comply with these regulations to prioritize safety on the roads and railways. Test 3. Question 22. Pedestrians crossing at corners have the right of way. Option A. Only at controlled intersections. Option B. Only when a crosswalk is painted on the street. Option C. Whether or not a crosswalk is marked. The correct answer is whether or not a crosswalk is marked. Explanation. The correct answer, whether or not a crosswalk is marked, is based on a fundamental principle of pedestrian right-of-way. In many traffic regulations and laws, pedestrians generally have the right-of-way when crossing at intersections, regardless of whether a marked crosswalk is present. Here's an explanation. It's important for both pedestrians and drivers to be aware of and respect these right-of-way rules to ensure the safety of everyone on the road. Test 3. Question 23. A police officer is signaling you to continue driving through a red traffic light. What should you do? Option A. Do as the officer tells you. Option B. Wait for the green light. Option C. Stop first, then do what the officer tells you. The correct answer is do as the officer tells you. Explanation. If a police officer is signaling you to continue driving through a red traffic light, you should follow the officer's instructions. In certain situations, law enforcement officers have the authority to override normal traffic signals for specific reasons such as managing traffic flow, responding to an emergency, or directing vehicles in a way that ensures safety. In such cases, it's important to prioritize the instructions given by the police officer over the standard traffic signals. This is because the officer on duty is in a position to assess the overall traffic situation and make decisions that are in the best interest of public safety. However, it's crucial to exercise caution and proceed as directed by the police officer. If the officer signals you to stop or take any specific action, comply with those instructions. Always be attentive and follow the guidance provided by law enforcement personnel on the scene. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy what you see, consider subscribing. It means a lot to me, and I'm grateful for every new member of our community. Test 3. Question 24. You should allow more space in front of your vehicle when following large trucks because Option A. You need the extra room to see around the truck. Option B. Their heavier weight allows them to stop more quickly than you. Option C. If you follow too closely, you will get caught in the wind draft caused by the truck. The correct answer is if you follow too closely, you will get caught in the wind draft caused by the truck. Explanation. The correct answer, if you follow too closely, you will get caught in the wind draft caused by the truck, relates to the concept of aerodynamic forces and safety when driving near large trucks. Large trucks create a significant wind draft as they move through the air. This can have several effects on smaller vehicles following behind. By allowing more space in front of your vehicle when following large trucks, you reduce the impact of the wind draft and improve your visibility and overall safety. This safe following distance also provides you with a better view of the road ahead and allows for a more controlled and predictable driving experience. Test 3. Question 25. You may cross double yellow lines to pass another vehicle if they Option A. Vehicle in front of you moves to the right to let you pass. Option B. Yellow line next to your side of the road is broken. Option C. Yellow line next to the opposite side of the road is broken. The correct answer is yellow line next to your side of the road is broken. Explanation. Solid double yellow lines. A solid double yellow line, whether it's a continuous line or made up of short dashes, generally indicates that passing is not allowed in either direction. This restriction is in place to enhance safety, especially in areas with limited visibility or potential hazards. Broken yellow line. A broken yellow line, whether it's a series of short dashes or longer gaps, typically indicates that passing is allowed if it is safe to do so. This means that drivers can cross the broken yellow line to overtake another vehicle, as long as it is done with caution and without violating any other traffic rules. If the yellow line on your side of the road is broken, it suggests that passing is allowed when it is safe and permissible according to other traffic conditions. Test 3. Question 26. Which of these statements is true about roadwork zones? Option A. Fines are the same for violations committed in work zones. Option B. You must slow for the cone zone. Option C. Slow down only if you think workers are present. The correct answer is you must slow for the cone zone. Explanation. This phrase, slow for the cone zone, is often used in traffic safety campaigns to remind drivers to reduce their speed and exercise caution when approaching and driving through roadwork or construction zones. It emphasizes the need for increased attention, reduced speed, and heightened awareness to ensure the safety of both drivers and construction workers. Always follow any posted speed limits and be attentive to signs and signals in work zones to promote safety on the road. Test 3. Question 27. You must use your seatbelt. Option A. Unless you are riding in a vehicle built before 1978. Option B. Unless you are riding in a limousine. Option C. And failure to do so will result in a traffic ticket. The correct answer is and failure to do so will result in a traffic ticket. Explanation. Using a seatbelt is a fundamental safety measure. Failure to wear a seatbelt can result in a traffic ticket or citation. Wearing a seatbelt is extremely important for several reasons, primarily centered around personal safety and reducing the risk of injury in the event of a motor vehicle collision. In summary, the importance of wearing a seatbelt cannot be overstated. It is a fundamental practice for personal safety and is a critical component of responsible and lawful driving. Always buckle up before starting a journey, regardless of the distance. Test 3. Question 28. Highways are typically most slippery. Option A. During a heavy rainstorm in the middle of summer. Option B. When it first starts to rain after a dry spell. Option C. After it has been raining for a long time. The correct answer is when it first starts to rain after a dry spell. Explanation. The reason for this is that when it begins to rain after a period of dry weather, the road surface can be particularly slick. This is because accumulated oil, grease, and other substances on the road mix with the water, creating a slippery film. This phenomenon is often referred to as the first rain or the initial period of rainfall, and it can make driving conditions hazardous due to reduced traction. Drivers are advised to exercise extra caution during these conditions to prevent accidents. Test 3. Question 29. You want to pass a bicyclist riding on the right edge of your lane, you. Option A. Must honk your horn before passing the bicyclist. Option B. Must not squeeze past the bicyclist. Option C. May not pass the bicyclist for any reason. The correct answer is must not squeeze past the bicyclist. Explanation. When passing a bicyclist riding on the right edge of your lane, it's important not to squeeze past them. Instead, provide a safe and sufficient passing distance, as you would when passing any other vehicle. Maintain a safe following distance, signal your intention to pass, and move into the adjacent lane when it is safe to do so. Squeezing past a bicyclist can be dangerous and may not leave enough space for both vehicles. Always prioritize safety and give bicyclists enough room on the road. Test 3. Question 30. When is it legal to use a cell phone without a hands-free device while driving? Option A. When making a call while stopped at the red light. Option B. When making a call for emergency assistance. Option C. Never. The correct answer is when making a call for emergency assistance. Explanation. It is generally legal to use a cell phone without a hands-free device while driving if you are making a call for emergency assistance. This exception is often in place to allow drivers to seek help in urgent situations, such as reporting an accident or calling for medical assistance. Bonus question. This question was in Test 2. There are going to be 3 bonus questions in each test. Instruction. At the end of this question, pause the video, go to the comments section of this video, and type your best guesses about which option is the correct choice. For example, you can type. The correct answer for bonus question 3 is A, B or C. Bonus question 3. Tailgating other drivers, driving too closely to their rear bumper. Option A. Can frustrate other drivers and make them angry. Option B. Cannot result in a traffic citation. Option C. Reduces collisions by preventing being cut off. Pause the video, go to the comments section, and type. The correct answer for bonus question 3 is Test 3. Question 31. If your cell phone rings while you are driving and you do not have a hands-free device, you should. Option A. Answer the call because it may be an emergency. Option B. Let the call go to voicemail. Option C. Check the incoming number before answering the call. The correct answer is let the call go to voicemail. Explanation. It is generally safer to avoid answering calls while driving, especially if you do not have a hands-free device. Letting the call go to voicemail allows you to focus on the road and avoid distractions, reducing the risk of accidents. If it's an emergency, the caller can leave a voicemail or try to contact you through alternative means. Test 3. Question 32. California's basic speed law says you must. Option A. Keep your speed close to that of other traffic. Option B. Never drive faster than is safe for current traffic. Option C. Always drive at the posted speed limit. The correct answer is never drive faster than is safe for current traffic. Explanation. This means that drivers should adjust their speed based on road conditions, weather, and the flow of traffic to ensure safety. It emphasizes that drivers should not exceed the speed that is safe and prudent given the circumstances, even if it is below the posted speed limit. Test 3. Question 33. Safely backing your vehicle includes all of the following, except Option A. Looking over your right shoulder as you back up. Option B. Checking behind your vehicle before you get in. Option C. Tapping your horn before you back up. The correct answer is tapping your horn before you back up. Explanation. Using the horn before backing up is not typically considered a safe practice. Instead, it is important to rely on visual checks, such as looking over your right shoulder and checking behind your vehicle, to ensure that the area is clear before backing up. Relying on the horn alone may not effectively communicate your intentions to others and may not provide sufficient warning. Test 3. Question 34. U-turns in business districts are Option A. Always illegal because they are dangerous. Option B. Legal whenever oncoming vehicles are not a hazard. Option C. Legal at intersections unless a sign prohibits them. The correct answer is legal at intersections unless a sign prohibits them. Explanation. Making a U-turn in a business district is generally illegal, except at an intersection where it is authorized or on a divided roadway with an opening that allows for one. A business district is defined as an area where can access them from the road. Therefore, the third option is correct. U-turns are legal at intersections, unless a sign prohibits them. Test 3. Question 35. Two sets of solid double yellow lines spaced 2 feet or more apart. Option A. May only be crossed to make a left turn or U-turn. Option B. Should be treated like a solid wall and not be crossed. Option C. May be used to begin or end left-hand turns. The correct answer is should be treated like a solid wall and not be crossed. Explanation. Crossing over double yellow lines of this nature is typically prohibited, as these markings are used to indicate a separation of traffic flows in opposite directions, and crossing them is considered unsafe and a violation of traffic rules. Always adhere to posted traffic signs and markings to ensure safe and legal driving. Test 3. Question 36. Unless otherwise posted, the speed limit in a residential area is Option A. 35 miles per hour. Option B. 25 miles per hour. Option C. 30 miles per hour. The correct answer is 25 miles per hour. Explanation. The maximum speed limit on residential roads is 25 miles per hour. This speed limit is enforced strictly as residential roads have the most potential for speed-based accidents and collisions.